Good afternoon, everybody. Here, Sunday afternoon. Really cold and windy outside today. Temperatures, like forecast, didn't get above freezing today. It's really cold outside. We went out and done some work earlier on in the yard and didn't want to stay out there more than 5 minutes. But enough about that and on to the weather. Looks like we've got a really significant winter storm on the way. I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible, but yet try and explain to you what the setups are and what's going to happen here. First of all, let's go over the start time so you can kind of plan your day tomorrow. Of course, a lot of these storms, when they come through, you go to work, it's just fine. But when you go to come home, the roads start getting bad. Kind of think that's the way it's going to be tomorrow. When you go to work, your morning commute's going to be fine. It's going to be just dry. Maybe a little sunny, but the clouds are probably moving in pretty quickly. But by the afternoon, especially the evening, road conditions are going to be a whole lot different. They could be terrible. As far as start times go for our event, you got to love my beautiful graphics I got here. In the Asheville area, between Asheville and Hickory, I say between 8 and 10 a.m. Between Hickory, just west of Winston-Salem, you're looking at between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for the start time. And then Winston-Salem points eastward a little bit between afternoon to 4 p.m. is when the start time of the precip is going to start coming down. So let's dive right into some model data here because they are all over the place. This is the NAM model, and this kind of shows the low pressure going forward here. And moving in, we have snow starting as soon as tomorrow around noon moving in. The blue is snow, the orange is a mix of sleet and snow, and the pink is ice. Now this model kind of turns us all over to sleet because the low pressure is trended kind of north on a few models. I know that there's been a couple questions, people saying, oh, we're not going to get anything. That's, because the models have went north, or it's only going to be an inch or two. In this setup, it's really hard to throw a low pressure system if you knew the atmosphere into a strong high pressure system. So I don't really see that happening. If anything else, if we do switch over to sleet, it's going to minimize our snowfall totals somewhat. So instead of getting like 8 inches, we might get 4 inches. So, and right now that we just don't know how much sleet's going to mix in, but it is something that's being picked up on the models. And our storms, as it progresses through, is out of here by Wednesday morning, and then we got more cold air coming in according to this model. And that's the NAM model. We're going to take a look at a couple other ones here. This is also the NAM model. And before it was showing a humongous, foot and a half snow amounts for us, just as early as, or as soon as yesterday, it was showing huge amounts for our area. But it's trended back to just trace amounts between Charlotte and Winston-Salem, and then it hammers the mountains with over a foot of snow. And this, again, is because this one model thinks the storm's coming further north. Not quite buying into that right now because, once again, it's hard to do that in a setup like this. But what is certain is there is going to be a strong cutoff line between heavy amounts of snow and just traced to 1 inch amounts of snow. And where that sets up across North Carolina, it's really hard to tell. I do think this area of heavier snow is going to be further south, possibly into Winston-Salem, maybe as far south as Lexington. But when you get around Lexington, that's really going to be the cutoff area. In that zone, we just can't say right now. And like I said, the only reason this model is showing very light amounts is because it's predicting more ice, which let's hope that doesn't happen. Next one, we have the GFS snowfall. This particular model went north, but it shifted, adjusted itself back to the south. It kind of gives areas between Charlotte, Greensboro, North Carolina State, and Virginia border 8 to 12 inches of snow. This is more realistic, although I'm not thinking we're going to get more than 8 inches because I do think a little bit of sleet's going to mix in. I think we're definitely going to get more than 3 or 4 inches the way it looks right now. And I'm kind of leaning towards this model because it's kind of, even though it's adjusted north and south somewhat throughout the past couple days, it's kind of been the most consistent. So we got to look at consistency between the models. This is the European model. I know a lot of people out there love the European model because it likes to predict humongous snowfall amounts, myself included. And I like this model. It's showing widespread 4 to 6 inches for between Charlotte and Winston-Salem. Of course, heavier up in the mountains, as always the case. I kind of like this scenario here, but as you can see on this model, there's a sharp cutoff between just trace amounts and even 4 inches. I mean, that's like probably 25 miles right there. And any deviation in track of this could bring this further north and bring this further south. And we just can't tell right now. Nobody can tell. We can say there's a significant winter storm coming in. Amounts, unclear as far as the totals. We're likely to get more than a couple of inches, but if this comes south, we could end up with a foot or more. If the sleet mixes in, that'll trim back our amounts. We just don't know that for now. But just prepare yourself for extremely hazardous weather conditions. Road conditions, starting tomorrow evening and definitely going into Tuesday. Plan on getting ready now. Get your groceries, bread, milk, whatever you get. Still don't understand why people get bread and milk, but to each their own. But you want to plan on probably being in the house, Tuesday, Wednesday, because it's not warming up behind us. In fact, there's more cold air and snow coming after that. So, this is our SREF plumes. We look at this. It kind of shows all the different model runs in one place. This is for Greensboro. It's kind of showing you some of the outliers showing as much as 10 inches of snow, and then some showing no snow. So you cut around the middle, you get about 5 or 6 inches. I'm good with that. It looks good to me. This is the probabilities of snow. This map is for probabilities of snowfall greater than 6 inches. Right here is Winston-Salem, and if you look at the color legend here, you can see there's a 20 to 40% chance that this area could get more than a half foot of snow. You say, well, 40% is not a lot. It's pretty good when it comes to snow in this area. You usually don't see this high of a probability of half foot of snow this soon out. The next one we're going to show probability of exceeding 1 inch of snow. Once again, here's Winston-Salem, pretty much at 100%. But look down here at that cutoff line. I mean, you have a near 90% chance of getting an inch of snow up near Hickory, and about 50 miles down to Charlotte, you're down to less than 5%. So there, once again, is that sharp cutoff line. Here's just another mean model run, meaning average runs. Some models showing as much as a foot, some showing as much as 2 inches, and then you get the average around 6. So that's what we're kind of going with now. This is another version of the GFS model. Once again, it's kind of giving us between 8 and 12 inches of snow between Charlotte, northwest of Charlotte, up through Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and just southeast of Richmond. I think that we're looking at between 6 and 8 inches for Winston-Salem, the way it looks right now. Now for some fun. All right, so this is the European model. This is this event coming up now. Once again, it's showing you 6, 7, 8 inches. And when I say that cold and snow's not done, let's just peek into the future a little bit here. This is almost laughable. Because according to this, February 26th, we've got almost 2 feet of snow on the ground from southern Georgia all the way up to Pennsylvania. North Carolina being right there in the center. Could it happen? Anything's possible. But it's just going to show you that winter's not done after this. In fact, it's going to get colder on Thursday. We have a reinforcing shot of cold air coming through on Thursday. We may go below 0. It's going to be colder than it was today, and it's cold out there today. As far as my great graphics go, on accumulation amounts, this is Forsyth County, that's Guilford County, Davie, and Davidson County. Forsyth County is going to be kind of the dividing area. Southern area of Forsyth County, I would say maybe 4 or 5 inches. More towards the northern end of the county, 6 to 8 inches. As you get up into Surrey County and the mountain counties, you're looking at 8 inches to over a foot. Just south of Winston-Salem and Lexington, yeah, you're probably looking at maybe 3 to 6 inches, isolated, amounts, maybe half a foot. And south of there is where it just becomes a wintry mess of freezing rain, sleet, and snow. It's going to be a mess because you're going to have snow and then sleet and freezing rainfall on top of that and compact it down onto the roads. It is going to be terrible. So that's all I got for you right now. I'll try and send out another weather video as the event unfolds. We are currently under winter storm warning, which means conditions are very likely for a winter storm. We've known that. It's on its way. Amounts, where they're going to set up, no one can say until after the event. But I will say, for now, Winston-Salem, you're looking to at least get 3, 4, 5, 6 inches, maybe more. Points south and east-west, points north and west more. Usually the case around here, but just be ready for tough travel starting tomorrow afternoon into evening. The evening commute home tomorrow could be a mess if it gets in here soon enough. But anyway, that's all I got for now. Please be sure to like and share and ask questions. I love answering questions about the weather. So if you have any, please send them my way. And until we talk next time, God bless.